If you don't know me, I am the board chair for the Fort Wentworth Chamber of Commerce. I'd like to again welcome everyone here, and I'd like to point out our board members. If the board members for the chamber would rise, please. I see who all's here from the board. Anybody in here? Everybody out hiding? Yeah, Dickie's in the back. Okay. Chris is over here. These folks work really, really hard for your city and my city, and we just want to appreciate that for being here. If you would stand if you're able, and Ms. Rose is going to lead us in prayer, and then we're going to have the pledge allegiance.
Father, we thank you for allowing us to be here tonight. We thank you for allowing us to live in the country of America, in the state of Georgia, and in the city of Fort Wentworth. Lord, every person that is in this room tonight loves Fort Wentworth and has the goodness of Fort Wentworth in their heart. We ask that you will be with us tonight. Bless us, help us to be kind and considerate, and help us to make clear answers to the questions. Lord, we thank you for our city and ask that you will continue to bless us and guide us in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Let me seated. Another moment here to introduce our volunteers who are going to be speaking the questions tonight. They've already done that. And kind of helping us out in general. We have Dr. Troy Brown, who's the principal of the beautiful New Rice Creek School here in Fort Wentworth. Thank you. We have Amy Laslowski, who is the vice principal of Rice Creek School. And Ms. Rose Cook is going to be our official timekeeper. Accompanied by and I'd also like to introduce our Master of Ceremonies for the night, Ms. Claire Beverly, who is the News and Public Affairs Director of Alpha Media, who are, I've been told, the owners of the best radio stations in the area.
I've been told that Fort Wentworth is the best chamber of commerce in the area. Thank you very much, all of you, for being here to support this civic endeavor. It's really important that everybody come out. We very much appreciate that you are doing it. The first thing I'm going to do is introduce all the candidates to you, in case you're not familiar with them, just briefly, just to give you their names so you can see their faces, their bios, and the handouts that you got tonight. And then we'll go over the ground rules, and then we'll get to the question. We're going to start here with our at-large candidates. Your incumbent, Tim Holbrook. Each candidate is going to be giving an opening statement that will last no longer than 3 minutes. All of the questions have been submitted by you, the public, the folks who came here tonight or online. These folks have not seen the questions yet, neither have I seen them either. So these are true off-the-cuff answers you're going to be getting. We will go by topic and then by question. It's going to go by district. Not everybody's going to answer every single question. We want to keep it long for you tonight. We will ask as many questions as possible up until 8 p.m. when Ms. Rose tells us that we are out of time. Each candidate gets 2 minutes to answer each of these questions. Candidates then will get closing statements starting at 8 o'clock, and they'll get 3 minutes to give a closing statement at that time. Now for the ground rules. This is for you as well as the candidates. The applause that you just gave them, which was very nice, that's it. That's all you get to do. Please, no more applause, no noise, nothing of any of the kind until the very, very end when we'll give them a round of applause. It's a zero tolerance policy. Any kind of outburst from anyone will call for you to be escorted out of the event immediately. And I will assist in making sure that that happens. We do want a civil forum. Candidates cannot have access to anyone at any time during the forum other than myself or the screening panel. I'll refer to them if there's a question about the questions. If nobody gets to run up and help them, they can't look anything up on their phone as far as I know. The time limits will be strictly enforced by the timekeeping staff. I will enforce the rules, and I will interrupt you if I have to in order to enforce the rules. We're giving you free rein of the microphone. With the time I'm actually handing you the mic, and you have to pass it to one another nicely, but I will rescind that if I have to.
Okay, we'll be here till about 8 o'clock.
Please, the
so
candidates
probably
should
won't
not interrupt one another. I will
Okay.
absolutely enforce that rule.
All
And
right.
remember, your time is your time. So any time taken interrupting one another comes out of your time. And then the closing statements, when we get to those, should not include any charges or attacks against another candidate that has not already been previously raised during the forum. And last but not least, this goes for everyone in the room, phones off now, please. We're going to, Trish, are we doing everything? All right. We're going to start now with our opening statements, and to do that, we're just going to go down the line, and we're going to start with Mr. Flores.
Rosie explained that at 20 seconds left, I will give a signal. At 10 seconds left, I will give another signal, and then I will give the final signal when the time is up.
And the time begins when they're hitting the microphone, is that correct?
When they speak the first word, unless they wait.
Very good. All right. Very good.
Good evening. I'd like to thank you for coming out tonight. I also like to give special thanks out to the Chamber of Commerce for having this event for us. My name is Tobin Flores. I live in Lakeshore Subdivision. And yes, I'm Hispanic. I know I may be throwing a few of you off right now because I'm not wearing a sombrero. But yes, I am. I assure you I am. Now, I could go on and repeat what's said on all those little papers everybody has in their hands and how, about my history and my past. And I could also go on and tell you about how I'm going to fix the issues in the city and make all of our problems go away with my magic wand. But I can't. I'm not a wizard. I'm not even a politician. And I'm okay with that. I've been in sales for over 15 years. I try to product myself and sell myself to you. If I go out and start throwing words around like millage rate, homestead exemption, age construction, loss, e-loss. Let's be honest, we've all heard it. What you really came here for is to find out who this guy is. Is he here for us? Is he here for them? Is he here for the North? Is he here for the South? Why is he running? Well, let me tell you, do I think I can fix the city? No. What I will tell you, is it time for District 2 to truly be represented? Yes. Will I do my best for the city as a whole? Yes. If you come to me down the street and ask me a question about something that's important to you, will I do my best to answer that question or find the right person for you that will answer that question for you? Yes, I will. If it takes me 4 years to do this, I'm okay with that, but I'm going to make the city united, no matter what. District 2 brings the city together. For this isn't a north or south or new or old to me. We're just one united full number. So, you came here to ask me who I am. Let me tell you. I'm a father, I'm a veteran, I'm a neighbor, and I'm a friend. And hopefully with your help, I'll be the next councilman for District 2. Because like my sign says, I'm in it for you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Paul Fox, and I'd like to start off by thanking each and every one of you for coming tonight. It is a privilege here to tell you who I am and use this forum as a way to let people know how passionate I am about this city. I'm a father. I moved down here in 2010 with my beautiful wife, Tammy. We have 5 children. We have 4 grandchildren. And with all of our kids, we've tried to instill, honesty, integrity, just be true to yourself. I'm here running for District 2 to show people that there is a change needed within the government. Can I fix it by myself? No. But I will be a strong voice for the people in District 2 that will allow me to do that. There is change needed all over. And like I said, I just use this forum to let you know who I am and what I represent. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Brooke Ward, and I've been a resident of Fort Wentworth pretty much my entire life. 4 children that I'm currently raising in Fort Wentworth that are heavily involved in the leisure department here. They pretty much play every sport. I have seen the changes in the growth for Fort Wentworth, and currently where I live, I've been affected by it. I think that I can continuously hear north side, south side, or downtown, but we need to come together as one, especially for our children that are being raised here in the city, because we have to make sure that we have something for them to look forward to as residents of Fort Wentworth. I appreciate everyone coming out, and I'm running for District 2, and I hope that I can give a good insight into the city council and partner with them to do what's right for our citizens of Fort Wentworth.
Thank you. I'd like to thank the Chamber of Commerce for having this event this evening, and I would also like to thank our moderators question here. I'm Tim Holbrook. Many of you know me, some of you don't. I came here in 1997 and opened a business along with my father. And the business was in what was the only part of Fort Wentworth at that time, the downtown area. Let's take a look at Fort Wentworth itself and me as it relates to Fort Wentworth. In 1989, and I wasn't here at that time, our mayor Pete Edwards had the faith and courage to borrow $2 million to run a water line and a sewer line, build a lift station, which facilitated the building of this hotel, the hotel next to it, and what was then the big boy record, now the seafood place. Fort Wentworth experienced the growth in 1989 when it was annexed. And there's been many growing pains. And your city is being well run. There's a lot of misrepresentation out there. And tonight, we're going to set some facts straight, because I got the facts. And the candidates aren't always telling exactly the way that it should be. We have a special interest here, a special interest within our city. We have 2 candidates that are primarily caught up on builders' issues and development issues. And we're going to address this a little bit more in our closing statement. And I hope I get some questions like that about development issues. Your city is one of the safest cities in Georgia, the 18th safest city in Georgia. Your city is one of the best financially managed cities in Georgia. When you went to bed last night and woke up this morning, there was $12 million in the bank. Everything's getting paid. Everything's running the way that it should be as far as our finances in the city. And the development needs to be strong with the construction of roads that last 20 years. These are some of the things that are important in this city. It's not important about Tim Holbrook or any of the other. What's important is the laws that they have on the state. Thank you so much.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is my privilege to be here tonight. I am Thomas Barton, and I'm running for the City Councilman at large. My goal for this debate is to give each of you a better understanding of what I represent and what I'm all about. I'm an American. I'm a proud American. Our founding fathers, many years ago, had a vision of a free country where all people could live one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I've served 21 years in the United States Air Force because I want to give back to America. I believe in America. Service has always been a part of my life, and I am ready to serve this city as a council member. I'm ready to put on my boots and serve. This mission that I take on, I need your help. I can't do it by myself. There's a lot of wisdom in this room, and I pull upon it all because I don't know everything. There's only one person that we know of on this planet that don't live on this planet, but we know he's all around, he's omnipotent, and that's God. So we all can work together. I want to say, when I do become a council member, I'm going to represent myself with Christian characteristics and integrity. Abraham Lincoln once said, "I like to see a man proud of the place where he lives. I like to see a man live so that the place will be proud of him." With your vote, you can help me complete this next mission. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Pam Gundy. I want to thank everybody. It's a really great crowd here tonight. You've been doing something else, and we're glad you're here to listen to everything everyone has to say and what their visions are for our city that we love so much. And you took the time to come out and to hear a little more about how you're going to make your vote when you vote on November the 3rd. Aren't we blessed that we have such a wonderful freedom that we can come out and express our visions and our goals and our wants and our needs, and we have the freedom to vote. That's a wonderful privilege that not every nation has, and I think it's a wonderful privilege. And as I've been campaigning, I've really enjoyed talking to the citizens of Fort Whitworth and learning about some of the things that they have in their visions of what they want in Fort Whitworth. Some of the things that we need to work on. We have a wonderful city. I've been in the city 39 years. I've been married to my husband 40 years, Jimmy Gundy. He was a former councilman and had to stop mainly because of his health. And so we're not newcomers. He's been in this Fort Whitworth city since he was 16 years old. So he loves the city just as much as I do. And I'm ready and willing to serve Fort Worth citizens, all the citizens, not just my district, which I'm running for District 4. We're one Fort Worth because I'm not running just to be a councilman for District 4. Last thing I counted was there are 6 councilmen, and I will be the only one councilman. We only have one vote. It takes a team. All the councilmen are 6 members of the councilmen. You have to work as a team. And you're not just working for District 4. You're working for Fort Whitworth in a whole. And like Tony said, one city united is what we need to be working on. and that's what I plan to do. So, however you vote, please vote. And please talk to your neighbors and have them vote also. That's very important. You can't complain if you don't get out and vote. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bill Harris, and I have lived in Fort Worth since 1982. And during that time, I have interacted with many of you. Let me correct that, with a lot of your children. Because a lot of you are right there with me. But I taught at Rose High School for 26 years, where I taught business, math, world music. And needless to say, we did have our fun. But again, it's been through my church involvement that I've interacted with so many of you. And for this, I am very truly thankful, and I thank the Lord for this. I have been to First Baptist Church, and I have worked with the local senior citizen building, senior citizen center, and I've also worked with Westview. And what a truly blessing it is. I have proudly served this city as a councilman since the year 2000, and I am ready to serve once again. As always, I will offer you easy access to hear your ideas, help you with your problems, or support your best interest while governing the city. As Pam just said, there's 6 of us. We only have 1 vote each. And the idea is you have to sway or you have to work with the other group members to come up with the unified answer that we need. And since I have been on council, I feel like that I have more experience or more insight into the challenges that we're now that's currently affecting the city of Fort Wentworth. And I welcome the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. I will continue to work tirelessly to make Fort Wentworth a better place to live. It is one united community, and that's the way we want to keep it. Please support my re-election to City Council, but as Pam said, please get out and vote, because you do not have the right to complain if you don't. Thank you.
Great, now we'll move to the questions. The candidates have 2 minutes to answer. Again, we'll do it by district and by topic. And I want to remind the candidates that when our timekeeper makes the tap with the last 20-second warning, that we can wrap up at that point. She'll actually say the word stop when you have to stop. All right. We're going to start with the topic of city services, and this is going to go to our District 2 candidates. Are you in support of expanding the fire and police departments and other city services on the north end of Fort Wentworth? And we'll start with Mr. Bowles.
I've actually done a lot of research on this. I've actually gone and spoke with the actual police department and fire department, the actual personnel themselves. I didn't actually go to the chief or the higher up. I wanted to hear from the soldiers, the guys in the field, and find out what their needs and their concerns were. While I'm in office, I'd like to see a third fire station, maybe a second substation in the north end. I'd also like to try helping the fire department. I've asked them, if I were elected, what could I do to help you? I mean, what do you guys need? And Lieutenant Moore told me one day that it's really not anything that they need. That Chief Libby does everything he can with what he's got, and that he's doing a great job. And right now, all they need is candidates, eligible candidates to come in and apply. It's not anything the city's holding back on. They just need people to come in. It's a hard job. Maybe some people just don't have it, or maybe just not getting information out to people, letting them know that we have open slots right now for firemen. But I hope to see that pick up and get better. Hopefully it'll lower our ISO and help with our property taxes.
Are you in support of expanding the fire and police departments and other city services on the north end?
Yes, I am in support of expanding the fire department and the police department, the substation in the north end. The current situation we have now is terrible. The fire station is sitting on 21. During rush hour traffic, if a home catches on fire, you know, they might as well just, you know, try and do as much as they can because they're not going to be there in time to save it. If I'm elected, what I would like to do is come up with a way so we can get more firefighters. You know, a program for volunteers that are willing to come out and volunteer to be firemen. You know, that's all what I'm about is volunteer. I volunteer all the time with everything I do. You know, I don't understand what the problem is and why we don't keep the firefighters that we have. And if we, you know, if it's something to do with the management personnel, I would look at changing it. You know, let's face it, we all have a vested interest here. Our homes, that's the American dream. For allowing the rush hour traffic to destroy your American dream would be, you know, it's tragic. I don't have words to describe it. So yes, I would be in favor of expanding. Thank you.
Most definitely, I would be in favor of putting extra support up here, especially with the Rice Creek School. Our children are in there, so we need to make sure that they have ample personnel to get to them in case something happens, and especially with the growth that's coming up in the north side. We do need to make sure that we have a quick enough response time that we can take care of any of the needs that are up here, not even just the fire station, but police access to it, ambulances getting to our elderly residents that are in that area so that we can make sure that they're taken care of.
Okay, our next question is going to go to our District 4 candidates, also in the category of city services. How would you work with city codes to get houses that are in deplorable condition back into shape? I'm going to start with Mr. Harrington.
Would you please repeat the question?
Sure. How would you work with city codes to get houses that are in deplorable condition back into shape?
In the downtown area, several of the homes are flagged, and they need to be corrected. We do have a code enforcer, and he's working just as hard as he can to have these areas corrected. And I think we need to add more people in this area. I also see that in this upper section here, that when I say the upper section, I'm speaking of Newport, that there's some homes there that need to be corrected and all this. But let me tell you the hard part that we have done. It has taken a while to go and have some of these homes torn down. You have to understand the courts that you have to go through, and you just cannot go in there and run someone out of their home. You have to go to the court magistrate's office and have this taken care of. Yes, some homes have been torn down, and I would like to see the revitalization come back to Fort Leavenworth, which we're going to be working on, because we have approximately $2 million that has been set aside just for this project. And if we can get the owners of these homes that rent this property and get them to come together and say, all right, we've had enough, let's see what we can do, then we can get this done, taken care of, and make it beautiful. Make downtown just as nice as it is up here in the northern section. So this is one of the aims that we're looking at. Thank you.
I'm not sure whether we have a full-time code enforcer. If we have a full-time code enforcer, there's, I think, I visited around, I've been visiting around every Saturday, and there was one resident in particular that right now she's pending surgery because she fell through her floor in her home, and she's
it's been very big disarray. So I think we're really lacking in some of these homes that are homes that were built years and years and years ago, that need definitely some, either something done to them or condemned, one or the other. I know there was one home that one of the local churches went in and redid that whole home for that church member. We used to have a lot of volunteers in Fort River years ago. We didn't have paid employees. We didn't have paid employees for the gym. We didn't have paid employees for the football teams or baseball teams. We didn't have paid employees. We had volunteers, and that was we were considered a volunteer city. Everything was done as volunteers. Now we don't have it as volunteers anymore. We pay for everything to be done. I think that needs to be a better look at.
20 seconds.
Okay. I think it needs to be something that we need to work on for sure, because there are a lot of homes that definitely need to be looked at.
Okay, and our last question in the city services category goes to our at-large candidates. Should consideration be given to moving the city hall to the north end of Fort Wentworth?
All business decisions of the city of Fort Wentworth should be prudent and cost-effective. If there comes a time when we need to move the city hall to the north, then I'm sure that it'll probably happen. I think right now, as in the first question that we had, the more prudent thing to do with these dollars is continue with the negotiations that we have right now to try to acquire some land to make this third fire station, or replace the second fire station as the relocation of it north of I-95. Eventually, I'm sure that there will probably be a city hall in the northern part of the city. When that day comes, we're not sure. But I don't object to it.
Could you repeat the question again? Sure.
Should consideration be given to moving the city hall to the north end of Fort Wentworth?
Should consideration be given to moving the city hall to the north side? I say yes, and along with that, since we're going to spend taxpayers' dollars, I think that taxpayers need to know all the details before we actually move City Hall. I know myself, I couldn't do it. Anytime there's any type of raises when it comes to taxes, to raise the money, it takes 4 people to vote. It takes a team. 4 people make up the actual vote for it. And if we do decide to move City Hall, I recommend that we not only move it, but put inside of City Hall a satellite police department and a satellite fire department, as Pooler is doing. Pooler is building a state-of-the-art City Hall. I don't know if anybody's been up there to see it, but it's looking pretty nice. We could do the same thing. We have the money. We have the tax people that actually pay, and I think we can do it. I'm definitely in favor of moving.
Okay, now we're going to move on to the topic of transportation and logistics, one of my favorites. We're going to go again, start this time with the at-large candidates. Gentlemen, the first question, do you feel that the Diamond Interchange and the Benton Boulevard extension will be enough to alleviate the congestion on Highway 21? And please explain your answer.
Diamond diversion interchange is a project for DOT. There's one pilot type of this. It's on I-85 in Atlanta. They say it works. I haven't been up there to see it myself, but I've seen pictures of it, and apparently it does work. It's probably going to be a nightmare while it's constructed. The traffic is probably going to be worse when it's constructed. The Benton Boulevard extension will also help. And any arterial road that we can build in this city would help. So naturally, we're in favor of this. road projects that don't belong to city streets are handled through what's called the Chatham Urban Transit System and the Georgia Department of Transportation. We have a representative on the Chatham Urban Transit Study who's right here this evening in the audience. He's also a member of our planning commission. We keep abreast of what's going on with road building in Chatham County. Arterial roads help in the moving of traffic. The Diamond diversion will help when it's finished, I'm sure. And Benton Boulevard extension will help also when it's finished. I can foresee maybe the Effingham County Parkway coming along, but I don't know where we're at on that as far as the funding for it. It probably looks like it's going to be in 2020 or later, because that's a project also going to have to be handled by the DOT. The DOT primarily is a reactionary agency. They react. They plan when it's time for construction, but they are reacting in their agency. Jimmy DeLoach will definitely help. And I'll close with saying that there's maybe 20,000 trucks a day, and Jimmy DeLoach will take some of those trucks off of 21 and 25.
Could you repeat the question again?
Sure. Do you feel that the Diamond Interchange and the Benton Boulevard extension will be enough to alleviate congestion on Highway 21?
I'm not sure if it would be enough, but it's a start. But Wentworth is growing, and we need more roads to accommodate that growth. There's going to be growing pains, but the diversion Diamond is a good start. I think Benton Boulevard will be more of a start, because Benton Boulevard will be a lot bigger, and when you're coming from, say, Effingham County, you don't have to get on 95 to get to shopping in Pooler anymore once the Benton Boulevard is completed. So, yes, I think it's a good choice to the Diamond. Another thing that I want to say is this: whenever something grows, you have to accommodate it. We need growth. Growth is here. 70% of the population lives on the, or a better word, north side. And we need better roads, because nobody has to tell you, you've been stuck in traffic on 21, been stuck in traffic on 30, when you go to work in the morning. It sucks.
Okay, our next question in the transportation logistics category for District 4 candidates. How can we correct truck transportation concerns in the downtown Fort Wentworth area? And we will start with Ms. Cummings.
That's a funny question, because you're asking a wife of a 45-year-old former truck driver, retiree truck driver. And I have a son who's 30 years truck driver. And I have a son who works for a trucking company, and another son. So, was the question, how can we, what was the question?
How can we correct the truck transportation concerns in the downtown area?
That's a hard question. That's a hard question, because if you ate a good breakfast this morning, a truck brought it to you. And I guess we have to share the road with the trucks. That is a very tough question. Hopefully, these roads that they're building will take some of the truck traffic away from, I hate to say the word downtown, because everybody cringes when everybody says downtown or north or whatever. But anyhow, we're hoping that that will take relieve some of the traffic from the downtown area. I'm hoping that will happen so that we can maybe, I'm looking forward to hopefully starting some renewal to the downtown area. And if the trucks are still there, that may not be possible. And I would like to start some new growth and new refurbishing of our downtown area. Mr. Hood?
The Jimmy DeLoach Parkway will certainly help. With the road, the way it's being built now, it will go into Georgia Forest. There is a bypass, or there a exit Grange Road. And so this is, will certainly help. Council has passed an ordinance that will keep truck traffic off of Cross Gate as you come to the railroad crossing. And it cannot go beyond that. So this, we hope, will be a deterrent. We do know that the property is up for sale. We do not know what's going to be going there, but we're trying to aim everything towards the Georgia Port and Grange Road. Grange Road is going to be expanded into a 3-lane, possibly a 4-lane road. This will help truck traffic as well, because they'll be able to move faster and quicker. And as you notice now at the gates at the ports, they're taking the trucks in faster than what they have been in the past. So I realize that it's a problem, and we're working on it just as hard as we can, but we can only do so much because money talks. So I hate to break it to you. I think Georgia Ford has got the money. Thank you.
Okay, and our last question in transportation logistics will go to our District 2 candidates. How would you work with both neighboring cities and your other fellow council members on transportation issues as it relates to growth in our area?
I would definitely look into some of the other cities and what they found a little bit maybe older or grown up faster than we have, see what issues or how they fix some of the issues they have. Neighboring cities definitely will help us out a lot. I've actually spoke with councilmen and former mayors of different towns just to get their advice and kind of asking them what I'm going into to kind of have a bias, kind of answer to know what's going on. I would definitely, there's lots of cities that have grown faster than we have. It's not the only one. And I'm sure there's many other ones like that. We can teach other cities once we figure out how to fix our city, but there's tons of other cities out there that we can look to and ask them, how did you get through it? And what did you guys do to make it better? And I have no problem going next door and asking them, hey, can you help us? Can you give us a hand? You know, how did you fix it? If right now we need your help, and I'm sure there's a time that's going to come out that you need our help, and we'll be there for you too.
How would you work with both neighboring cities and other council members here on transportation issues as it relates to growth in our area?
Transportation issues I'm very passionate on, so I'm going to stand up. We have a neighboring city, which is the city of Savannah, which is part of Garden City. They have transportation for single parents, the elderly, disabled, anybody. It's public transportation, it's CAT. I would work hard with my fellow council members to get CAT to come through stops throughout the city of Fort Wentworth. Because I have a personal feeling on that. As a friend of mine that works for a builder, every morning he would get up and leave his house at 4 o'clock, start walking down State Road 21 to get to his job by 7. I found out about 3 months ago, because I hadn't seen him. The man was killed by a semi on State Road 21. This day he happened to be on a bicycle. So transportation is very much needed in the city of Fort Wentworth. If we could save one life with transportation from CAT, whatever we do, it would all be worth it. And I would very strongly voice a very strong opinion to my fellow council members. This is what we need as a growing city. Thank you.
Yes. How would you work with both neighboring cities and other council members in Wentworth on transportation issues as it relates to
Well, the neighboring cities here around us, they really don't have to deal with the port traffic except for Garden City and maybe Savannah. I think we need to reach out of the state and go to some of the other ports in the area and actually see how they're dealing with it, handling it. And then as far as working with the other councilmen, I think that we need to sit down as a group and figure this out, not let an engineer come in and tell us what we need to do. Let us plan it, and then have an engineer come in and oversee them if we need to make some changes, because we're the ones that deal with this every day. Not an engineer that lives in Richmond Hill or lives in Savannah. We're the ones that have to deal with this every day. So I think our input and the city's input needs to come first when it comes to any kind of logistics or transportation issues here in the area, because we have to deal with it on a day-to-day basis.
Okay, now we're going to move on to the topic of economic development. We will begin this question with our District 4 candidates. And the first question is, what are the main issues and/or deterrents to economic development? Ms. Cummings, you went first last time, right? So we'll have to let Mr. Perry go first this time.
Repeat the question, please.
What are the main issues and/or deterrents for economic development?
We need more businesses so we can create more jobs. This in itself will solve the problem as far as transportation is concerned. But this is the biggest problem that I see right now. And the deterrents I see, as far as economic development is concerned, is to get rid of the blighted areas. Now, if you looked at the paper that the Greater Fort Wentworth put out, and you saw the homes there, the comment was made about, look at these homes, how bad they are. But no one mentioned that in one of the homes that we had handicapped parents living there. The father died, the daughter came in, lived with the mother, and took care of her while she was there. She died, then her husband came in, and they have already got rid of 4 big containers of trash, and they're working on it. The other house is in court, and I can't discuss that at all. So things are going on that we do not understand is going on behind the scenes, and it cannot be discussed. So, but jobs are very important, and we need to hire locally if we can, and we need to develop some form of process where we can scan these, when I say scan these people, look at them and go through their application and see what they can do, what they're eligible of doing, or capable of doing. Thank you.
I'd like to see development, controlled development. I'd like to see some restaurants in the downtown area, off of 21. I'd like to see, restaurants that we can go to and not just be fast food restaurants. I think that would be nice. I mentioned earlier, developing a nice downtown area that people can come off of 95. We have a lot of historical things in downtown Fort Whitworth that we can bring traffic off of 95 to our area. I don't want to go into all the details that I have because I have some, we started this when my husband was on council, and I have a lot of ideas that I would like to bring economic growth to our area. It's sort of stagnant right now with all the truck traffic. But I would like to see that type of development. We don't need any more storage buildings and we don't need any more of those. We want things that can bring people and keep their families there, and lifetime homes, and and not necessarily renters, but people that want to live there, you know, and bring their family there, bring their children and grow the children. I want to see the Fort Weber School kept there, you know, in some capacity. That's been there forever, and I want to keep the school there in Fort Weber if I can. And that if you turn your head, it will be gone. So just like our office, our post office.